Pretty interesting matchup we have here. On our right, we have Arno Thiaart piloting a pretty typical Splinter Twin list. You know, dig spells and Splinter Twin and Deceiver Exarch. No nonsense, no fuss. Just business, you know. I don't think there's anything strange about his list. We'll probably be seeing Make a Million Creatures, which some players choose not to do because of the existence of Doctor's Charm, but I don't think many people play it, so, you know, a million creatures is the right amount. I think there's Batwing Broom as well, which also just makes you go if you make a million creatures. But those are relatively fringe cards in terms of this metagame and any other that I can think of. Clinton on the left is piloting something that he brewed himself, I believe. Probably some inspiration from Interwebs lists, but yeah, it's kind of kooky. It's a Norin the Weary Tokens deck. So basically, everything in the deck says whenever another creature enters the battlefield, do something. And Norin enters the battlefield a lot of times because he's a chicken, and whenever you sneeze, he flickers himself and then comes back at the end of the turn. So you get a lot of, you know, Perforos going, pew, 2 damage to you. You'll have the Soul Sisters giving you some life. These guys are so full of rubbish. Notice me, senpai. So these dudes won our last event. Clinton first, Arno second, respectively. I have no clue why I said respectively. I could have just left that out of the sentence. What are these guys talking about? Bike-mounted archer. Sounds amazing. Damn, that's fast. Going for the dice roll. I know, rolling 20. I think you'll be going first. Yep. I don't know on the play. Lovely show of sportsmanship there. These guys have been testing together for ages. Butting heads back and forth. I'm not sure who has more games on the other. But really solid players. Clinton's a maniac, you know, he brews the craziest decks. I don't know, just a really solid, consistent player. Leading with a Serum Visions there. Draw 1 top, 1 bottom. Just getting into the deck. Doing the things that blue decks do, I suppose. Clinton going to fetch a Sacred Foundry. Putting himself down to 17. I think he's taking the shock from that. Looks like it. He's got a whole bunch of 1-drops in his deck, so I think there's numerous options here for Clinton. Sitting in the tank a bit. But he leads with a Serious Ascendant, which is another thing that can just win for him. Especially if he's got a couple of Soul Sisters and a Norin on the table. Every time he attacks, at the end of his turn, he will gain a bunch of life for Norin coming back. Also, the Serious Ascendant having lifelink. Battlefield Forge, in for 1. Not much going on here. And a Soul Sister. Should resolve. Don't see. Oh, Remand. I think Arno really wants that card. Yeah, because he can just jam it again. He has to take a point of pain, which is kind of irrelevant, really, since he's going to gain it anyway. There's nothing wrong with denting your opponent's life total like that. I do think he could have kept the Remand for something a little more critical, or for a point that was a little bit more critical than this. Serum Visions getting into the deck. Draw 1 top, 1 bottom. Passing the turn. Clinton steadily building up his board presence here. Another Soul Sister in the form of Soul's Attendant, gaining him 1 life. Combat Smash for 2. Putting Arno down to 15. Clinton on 19. Still a distance away from activating or, you know, making the Soul Series Ascendant nice and big. But this is a steady stream of damage, and I think if Arno doesn't find his combo pieces soon, he's gonna have to start. Yeah, there we go. That's the removal spell. Do something about that. But Clinton seems to have a response. So brave the elements, giving his white creatures protection from red. So it gets through. Damage happens, putting Arno on 12 points of life. I think that Clinton is now on 20. Arno grabbing a fetch, or sacking a fetch land, thinning his deck before his draw step, putting himself down to 11 points of life. Does he find what he needs? What is that? What is that? What is that? Doesn't look like much. He's not too keen. Plays another fetch land, passes the turn. Clinton just beating down. He seems to be accepting the damage. 21 points of life to Clinton, 8 points on Arno's side of the table. Another Soul Sister. Sort of. It's Suture Priest, but it's a similar thing. 2 points of life. Arno thinning out before his draw step. His life total is getting precariously low here. I think he really needs to find either a removal spell for that Series Ascendant, or, you know, his combo piece. That Electrolyze looks really good for him, actually. Oh, even more damage. This guy is killing himself, but he needs to thin his deck before the draw from the Electrolyze, I suppose. He probably plans to use that now, or maybe like next turn, just before combat damage happens. Perhaps in response to something being cast, so that he gains less life from the million Soul Sisters on the table. Oh, Norin. It's not looking so good for Arno anymore. But he is going to play that Electrolyze, yeah. Boop, boop. Pop the Suture Priest. Pop the Soul's Attendant. Clinton looks like he has something to say about that. Think. What is it? God's willing? Brave the elements? What are you gonna play, man? Nothing at all. Just wasting some time there. Cool. Arno draws a card. Norin enters the battlefield. Swing. Exile Norin. Because he's a friggin' scaredy cat. Arno down to 4. Clinton up to 25 points of life. 26 after Norin enters. This is not looking so rosy for the twin player anymore. Scoop. Move to game 2. I think that Remand could have been used in a better place, but otherwise, you know, everything that Arno did was correct. Little points of damage adding up. I mean, it was just 1 and then 1, and also the fetching and shocking that helped Clinton get to enough to make his opponent scoop. Regardless, he would have lost next turn. If Arno has more Electrolyzers, I think he puts them in, because that card is an all-star in this matchup. It digs, it kills 2 things. Arno complaining about variance there. 2 Serum Visions. Still didn't get a dude. That's because you play like 10 of them. But yeah, it is a bit ridiculous. You know, all that drawing and thinning, still not getting the last bit of your combo. He did have a Splinter Twin in hand for maybe the last 3 turns of that game. But no deceiver Exarch. Clinton probably boards in maybe path to exile. Maybe a lightning helix or 2 to try and make that Seder Ascendant grow faster. I don't know. I really have no clue what he has in his board. This is a wacky deck that he's playing. I do feel like this matchup is in favor of Arno though. He's just got the more consistent deck with more powerful cards. But if you let Clinton get anything resembling a board presence, it'll get out of hand quickly. All those triggers add up. Arno made some quick decisions there. Looks like he knows exactly what he wants to bring in. Clinton taking a bit longer. Why didn't you play the turn in the Kiki-Jiki? Huh? That's the best thing to do, obviously. Oh yes, that's right. You keep the token and then you smash. Even though Kiki-Jiki has haste anyway, obviously that's what you do. I think a Kiki-Jiki blocking might have bought him an extra turn there, so it's not too funny, eh? Maybe you should have done that. Clinton picking the last few cards out of his deck to make room for his super secret sideboard tech. Those 2 can just stay in the sideboard. We don't need them. Game number 2, I think that Arno is on the play here. Doesn't make sense for him to do anything else. Clinton does have a whole lot of 1 power 1 drops. Electrolyze will just end him actually. If Arno draws 2 of them, I don't know how he wins. Norin is essentially unkillable in this matchup, and if he does resolve a Perfidos, it's indestructible. There's pretty much nothing in Arno's deck that can deal with it. It's gonna be 2 points of damage every single turn that Arno cannot stop. Or at least every turn that Clinton has. But that's a 10-turn clock by itself, which is probably not enough to finish a twin player. I doubt Arno is going to have the problems drawing his combo pieces this time around. Or maybe he will. You never know. But that just seemed like a bit of variance in Clinton's favor there. But they're off. Game 2 looking awfully similar to Game 1. Arno leading with the Serum Visions, leaving both on top this time. I don't know if that's a good sign. I think it is. Looks like he's rocking another fetch land on the end of his hand there. I can't see anything else. Cavernous Souls on human. Champion of the parish. Norin the Weary is a human, so he grows champ every single time, every single turn. First when you play him, and then sort of in the end step when he comes back. I keep saying every single turn, but it's not actually every single turn. It's in each of Clinton's turns. If his opponent does play a spell, then it'll grow in their turn as well. Oh, there's Norin. What do you know? Does it happen? Yes, it does. Little mini combo there. This deck is filled with these little synergies, these interactions between every. There we go, another one. But Arno has a response to the Soul's Attendant. I think it's on the stack at the moment. And before she dissolves, we're going to see an Izzet Charm dealing 2 damage to the champion of the parish. Yeah, so Norin exiles himself from the Soul's Attendant being cast. Comes back, gains Clinton a point of life. I think he's back to 20 now. I don't know, down to 17, I think. Battlefield Forge, putting him down to 18. What's up, Clinton? Let's just have a look at this guy. What does he do? 2-2 for 1. Wow, so beefy, but he's such a chicken because he just leaves whenever there's a party, whenever there's action. Norin gets the hell out. Taps his cavern, making 1 white mana for the Soul Warden. Norin leaves. Clinton gains a point of life. And that's a Johnny's Proud Mate, which will trigger twice if Norin comes back, because there's 2 instances of life gain here. A Johnny's Pride Mate, basically a bear, and you put a +1/+1 counter on it whenever you gain life. So it'll be a 4/4 if everything goes according to plan for Clinton, which I don't think it will, because there's an Electrolyze. Boom, boom. Taking out the Soul Sisters, so no life gain for Clinton there. Norin comes back, and the bear stays a bear. Look how huge that is. Just 1 Electrolyze, eat 2 of your cards, I'll get another one. And all of your little synergies out the window. But there's another Soul Sister. Cast Norin exiles. And a second Pride Mate coming down. And I'm choosing to... Oh, yeah. You can't really bolt the thing that's on the stack. Yeah. So he kills that one. Pride Mate enters. Triggers the Soul Warden, gets a counter, and before his end step, because Norin's going to come back and trigger the Soul Warden, making Pride Mate even larger. I don't know, seems to have something to do. Snap, I think it's a bolt, yes it is. Boom, 3 damage to your face. Snapcaster Mage, another path to card advantage there. And Senior Chang is on the table. Don't mess. Norin and his sister looking relatively anemic. Norin should be exiled here, actually. You need a point of life, Clinton. Oh, missed trigger there. That's entirely to Clinton's disadvantage. Oof. Taps that down. Yeah, Norin needs to get exiled here. There we go. At least you remembered that. Makes a little difference. You know, Norin would have left anyway. Come back. He comes back only once per turn. It's not like you get a trigger every time anyone plays anything. It'll happen once per turn. Yeah, we see a third Pride Mate from Clinton. This guy's pretty strong. If you have a Soul Sister on the table, it comes in as a 3/3 because it triggers and then gets a counter from that life gain. Norin comes back, and we've got a 4/4, a Johnny's Pride Mate. Wake up, Chang. Reckless. Senior Chang getting in. Get out the way, Norin. Does he have a trick? You know, an Electrolyze would be really bad there, so he probably just doesn't block. I think that's a Pyroclasm in Arno's hand, which would have just wiped the board there. But the Pyroclasm takes out Snap. and the Soul Sister. Norin naturally immune to these things because he's hiding in a cupboard somewhere. Arno with a Deceiver Exarch. Clinton plays another Soul Sister, exiling Norin. Getting a response from Arno. It's a Pestamite tapping down the big guy, who's now a 5/5. Norin comes back, triggers the Soul Sister. It's a 6/6. Look at how big that bear is. It's so many triggers, and he's just got these three things. If you look at all of the stuff that Arno has dealt with over the course of the game, that is a whole lot of threat that he's had to keep under control. "7/7, a Johnny's Pride Mate. So big. I think that guy's just gonna go in. Start going to work on that little fairy or the Deceiver Exarch. What's he got? Norin number 2. Exiling the first Norin. I think they'll both come back at the end of the turn, and then he'll pick whichever one, which doesn't really matter, but I mean it's 2 triggers. Bow. Exiling Norin number 2. Pestamite blocking the huge Ajani's Pride Mate. I think it's an 8/8 now. It's so large. Double trigger there. Legend Rule. So he gains 2 points of life. Oh, you better have a Splinter Twin right now, man. Plays a land, passes turn. Things not looking so good for Arno anymore. What is happening, Mr. Splinter Twin? How big is the Pride Mate? 9/9. Smoosh, and it goes. Ah, Cryptic Command coming to save the day. Under choosing bounce and draw, it resolves. Bye bye 9/9. I think Clinton just plays it again. He should make colors from that Battlefield Forge, which he does. Yep, Pride Mate gets a counter. Norin comes back, making it a 4/4 again. A Relic of Progenitus. It's probably just going to be a cantrip. He's likely going to hold it until there's a Snapcaster Mage being cast. Oof, Flame Slash. Eating the Pride Mate. Just the right size for the Flame Slash to kill it. Norin comes back, he gains a life. Look, I'm not sure how much life Clinton is on, but it's a huge amount. But it's still utterly irrelevant, because if Clinton draws a twin, I mean, if Arno draws a twin, then it's all over right now. Unless he's holding on to a path, which he should be. Arno complaining about variance again. We see another Soul Sister. This is really getting out of hand. Clinton's got to be on some 32 points of life Clinton is on. It is ridiculous. I don't know, just land go. Relic activations. Just cleaning up the graveyard. I don't know, sitting with 1 card in hand. Okay, we got a Suture Priest coming down. I don't know, remands it. Just a cantrip. Forcing Clinton to take a point of damage there. But Norin leaves because of the Suture Priest being cast. Comes back. 3 points of life. Putting him to 35? 36. 36. Yeah, imagine the size of that Seria Ascendant now, if it was on the table. There's so much stuff going on here. And Clinton's not drawing any extra cards. This is just 1 card per turn. All the fair things. Nothing particularly broken. I'm just gaining life in increments of 1. Playing 1 mana creatures, 2 mana creatures. So Snapcaster Mage, but we have Relic, and Clinton is tapped out here, so that Relic is doing a whole lot of nothing. Maybe that's what the demand was for as well, just to force him to tap out so that he could target something with a Snapcaster Mage. Smart play there, Arno. I really think that Clinton needs to get into his deck. Arno needs to get into his deck now, just to find the Splinter Twin. Snap, Pyroclasm, Board Wipe, Smash for 1. Now it's my turn. I'm gonna be hitting you for 1 to see if Exarch comes in. Oh my goodness. Pyroclasm doing quite a bit of work there. That's probably what came in from the board. Those electrolyzers as well. Okay, so Relic gets popped. Clinton getting an extra card now for the first time in both games. Norin triggering himself. Just afraid of his own shadow there. Oh, yep, that's it. GG. 50 guys. Make it 100, he says.
Well, it triggers individually.
He's making him do it. What a banana. No, come on. Show me. How are you doing this? Twin being 20. Yeah. Game number 3. Doesn't look like either player is going to their sideboard again. Both of them feeling pretty confident in their sideboard choices. Nothing changing from on the play to on the draw. Maybe there is. Arno has a look. What fresh hell can I bring? Looks like he's found 1 card. He doesn't technically have to find something to take out, but for the purposes of consistency, he really should. It took him all of a million years to find that Splinter Twin there. 2 cards in, 2 cards out. Clinton happy with his sideboard choices. Pridemate getting so big in that match there. 9-9. 2, 3, +1/+1 counters in each of his turns. That's a lot of growth, Clinton on the play here, I believe. Don't see why he wouldn't be. He does have, way more consistency on his side. He doesn't really need to dig through his deck since it's filled with 1-drops that do relatively similar things. Some of them are 2-drops, They trigger off creatures entering the battlefield. And that's what the deck's built to do, make creatures enter the battlefield. I'd like to see that mer-pooping chamber. Not really sure what it's called. Let me see if I can find out what it is. Genesis Chamber, maybe? These guys talk so much nonsense. Don't they have things relating to magic to talk? I suppose they test so much together. Why would they talk about magic even more? Just trying to find out the name of that artifact in Clinton's deck. Clinton having another look at his sideboard there. Maybe there's something he can bring in. Some weird considerations to being on the play. I don't know. Yeah. Few changes. 2 in, 2 out. Yeah, 2 in, 2 out. Game number 3. I have no clue what that conversation in the background is going on about. I can hear myself yapping away, as I usually do, but I don't know. These guys going to game number 3. Pretty weird shuffling pattern Clinton has there. Come on guys, hurry up. Let's see some magic happening here. Clinton on the play, as expected. Yes, I'm coming. What is it that you want? I probably have no clue what's going on there. I'm just going to make up something for that judge reading. Clinton and Arno both keeping the initial 7. Clinton on the play for the first time now, leading with a Soul's Attendant, or Soul Warden actually. They both do the same thing. You see Arno taking Shock. I think that's a Steam Vents. Doesn't look like a fetch land to me. Clinton doing the same on his second turn. Going down to 18, back up to 19 with another Soul Sister. Arno having no response, and Norin coming down. This is a pretty bonkers life gain engine happening right now, but poof, one of the Soul Sisters gets shot before Norin enters, and 1 point of life for Norin. Arno playing a second land. It's much slower pace we see here. These guys being very deliberate, you know, in the final game. Ah, there it is. Genesis Chamber, which is a 2-mana artifact. Whenever a creature whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield underneath, under a player's control, that player puts a 1/1 Mer token into play. So basically, every time Norin comes back, Arno's gonna get Clinton's gonna get a 1/1. Jeez, getting tongue-tied and confused with names here. There's not that many creatures in Arno's deck, so he's really not gonna get that many creatures. He would have had a single Mer here. Clinton would already have had 2. Pestamite untapping my own land and Spell Snare your Pride Mates. Pretty good tempo play, but unless he has a... Yeah, he probably has a Splinter Twin in hand here. Land Twin. End you. I don't know, on 16. Clinton on 23. Nope, Serum Visions. So either he's digging for a land or a twin. And he has a land in hand there, I believe. Unless that's some sort of wacky altar. Norin leaves because of the Serum Visions being cast. Thank you for remembering. I think those both go under because they look like lands. Or snap in a land. Snapcaster on top, land at the bottom. Desolate Lighthouse. In for 2 in the air. Which is not that relevant. Norin coming back, you know, patting the Soul Sister on the back, giving him some life. Here you go, Clinton. Don't worry about that 2-1 flyer, that's not the problem. Champion of the Parish, triggering Norin, and also Soul's Attendant. Clinton passing turn. Norin should come back. I don't think we'll have any responses from Arno there. There's nothing for him to do. There's a Snapcaster Mage. But he can't play the Serum Visions. Is he gonna spell snare something? What is in his graveyard? Snap Bolt. Okay. Bolt champion. Because it would be just out of Bolt range by next turn. By the end of next turn. Maybe. If Clinton plays another creature, which I assume he would. He has 2 cards in hand, and his deck is filled with 1-drops. So bolting now is probably the correct choice. Also getting the snap on the table, just to help stem the bleeding. Norin leaving because a creature attacked. End of turn he comes back, gaining even more life. I don't know, opting to not keep these guys back to block, which is very strange, because I think that is the better play here, is to keep Snapcaster back to block, because Clinton's life is going to get so far ahead of what he can do with a bunch of 2-power creatures. Pridemate coming down. See, to block that Pridemate. So maybe next turn he doesn't swing with a Snapcaster Mage. Norin comes back, grows the Pridemate. Untap, upkeep, draw. Do we see the combo? No, but we have got another Bolt here. No, Flame Slash. Essentially performing the same function, but with enough damage to kill that Pridemate. And making it unnecessary to keep the Snapcaster back to block. Clinton's still on a healthy 21 points of life here, despite all the beats. Playing a tapped Sacred Foundry. He's just... The problem is not how much damage Arno is able to deal with his creatures, but rather how many cards he sees over the course of the game. And I think that the twin player definitely has the inevitability here, because it's 1 card that he needs to draw, and it's all over. Every top deck putting Clinton on the edge of his seat. Arno changing his mind about something. Moving to combat. Dealing 4. Clinton gaining 1. So he's on 17 now. He's still fine. Norin coming in. Loot. It's just digging. What did he discard? Pyroclasm and some blue card. I don't know what. Has he found the Splinter Twin yet? Doesn't look like it. It's just a land drop. It's a Deceiver Exarch and a Pyroclasm that he looted away. I don't think Clinton has any source of deal 1 point of damage to target creature. So that Pestomite is probably safe in the air there. I haven't seen a Path to Exile. I haven't seen any Lightning Bolts. Serious Ascendant. Norin leaves. Norin comes back. Another point of life. Snap. Responding. Not responding. Just in... At the end of Clinton's turn. We're going to go, is it Charm? Is it a loot? Yes, it is. Is it Charm to loot? Just digging. This is getting really dangerous for Clinton here. I don't know, seeing hordes and hordes of cards. Has he found the Splinter Twin? 4 mana. Taps 4 mana. Does nothing. Really?
Goes away in response.
What was that 4 mana for? I don't know. Oh, it was for the snap and loot. No, it wasn't. What did you tap 4 mana for? The video glitched there, but so I don't really know what happened. Smashes with a Series Ascendant. I think he removed the wrong creature there. Oh, he looted with his Desolate Lighthouse. That's what the 4 mana tapped was for. I clean forgot about that. That is a great sort of late game thing to do. Just dig, 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 dig. Get into your deck. Split Twin player. Desolate Lighthouse is the most awesome thing ever. Sort of. Kinda. Don't listen to me. I talk a lot of nonsense. Norin's still there. Just leaving and coming back. And I'm not really sure how you get rid of him. Looks like Arno still hasn't found a Splinter Twin. But he's... Oh, there it is. I believe that's game. But no, it's not. We've got the Path to Exile. Kept for just the right moment. I think Arno was going to try and use the Snapcaster Mage with a twin on it to try and buy back every single spell in his graveyard over the course of a couple of turns, which would have gotten him a whole lot of advantage, actually. Could have bolted that Ascendant out of the air. You know, beaten some more with the Snapcaster, gotten Serum Visions. Plenty of utility in doing that. You know, putting a Splinter Twin on the Snapcaster Mage. Which is essentially tap. Target card in your graveyard gets flashback until end of turn. Its flashback cost is equal to its converted mana cost. Equal to its mana cost. Sorry. Loot with a Lighthouse. Got a Flame Slash. Dead Ascendant. Norin leaves. But Norin is still there. Better a live chicken than a dead duck, he says. Another Soul Sister. I don't know, getting a little exasperated there, not finding the Splinter Twin. Activates his Lighthouse for a loot. Discards Pyroclasm. No clue what he drew. Taps 3 mana. And he gets the Threads of Disloyalty. Taking the Soul's Attendant. It's just a way to stop him from gaining life, I suppose. It's not like he has any other targets. Smash, smash, Norin leaves. 3. And now Clinton is under a bit of pressure because he's got no life gain engine. He's 3 points of damage, putting him to 16, I think. It looks like he's drawing air. Here we have Exarch. Norin leaves. Gains a life. Exarch enters the battlefield. He's going to tap down about Sacred Foundry. The beats, putting Clinton to 12 points of life. Norin looking awfully afraid there by himself with no friends around him. Pestamite. Yeah, looks like I don't know, he's just going for the beatdown here. He's just gonna... Yeah, Clinton scooping, got nothing to do here. The beats are just coming in. I'm completely in control of this game. Well played. Not often, but Splinter Twin going on the beatdown route there.
But okay, you would put in mark disloyalty against you, right?
That was weird. Threads of disloyalty, really strange. I believe that's in his sideboard. I don't know why he brought it in, but it did kind of do some work there. Stopping all of Clinton's life gain. I don't know, winning the game with a few well-placed removal spells that electrolyze, doing lots of work. Path to Exile slowing him down when that creature was pathed out underneath the Splinter Twin, but at the end of the day, not really mattering. And that's it.